Welcome to Fort Euclid's Bellybutton. Perfect timing. Yeah, we're currently... Planet, is this called again? Planet Upri 16. It was discovered, not by me actually, say me. I know there was a lot of other people who have played this game for many years since it launched, and the system itself was discovered by Slickmove, and there are a number of other bases here too. Holiday House, this one here, called the Waka Galaxy Core Outpost. A lot of people have put up bases here to help other travelers, you know, get to the final star system in the Euclid Galaxy and be able to get on to the next one. So I decided to build this one out here in the island middle of the ocean of the planet. Let's take a, see if we can pull out. Yeah, there it is. So the intent was that portal would spit you out here, not so much in the water as you saw me flopping there at the beginning. Then, be able to come out here and go for a dive. So if you ever do find yourself on this planet at the end of the Euclid Galaxy or at the center, you go for a swim. There is one lone sentinel sort of meandering, moseying his way around the island, but as long as you don't mess around with the terrain, he doesn't do anything to you, so... Anyway, yeah, this is Euclid's Bellybutton. Figure, before we go ahead and teleport to, or warp to the center of the galaxy and get to the next one, I probably should go back and take a look at the other bases that I've had. Well, really just one. I'm gonna go ahead and teleport to Fort Dusterbuster. It was one of the first bases that I ever made in the first star system that I found myself on in this game. Oh, by the way, you'll get super distracted by this game. There's so many awesome things, but on this planet, the sun rises from the south. Look at the time. Local time says it's 5:38. Beautiful view. Kind of cool that there was a paradise planet out here just before hitting the galactic center. There it is. Let's give you guys a better view. Out there, eh? Stand on the landing pad. Oh yeah, it's also neat that other ships land on your base, and these are the NPCs. This picture. Go ahead and do that. Now, a buddy of mine, Wolfsinger, tells me that you want to adhere to the, not adhere, but use it as a guideline, rule of thirds when you're taking pictures. You know, I'm not great at taking pictures, but sort of do something here. It's pretty nice. Cool. Also noticing that the stream is a little bit delayed, maybe by 5 to 10 seconds, but hey, let's get off to Fort Dusterbuster. missions in the Makulet I system. This is Fort Dusterbuster. I think let's do a... Let's go into camera mode so we can see what this looks like from the outside. The reason why this caught my attention when I first started playing the game and when I first started exploring the solar system that I landed in, or started from, was that this entire site is the site of a giant crashed freighter. And I immediately fell in love with it. It just looked so cool. It's in the middle of all this rough terrain. Sort of reminds me of the terrain you first, play from in Borderlands 1. All the skags and stuff. That was pretty nuts. But this right here used to be a 4-story tower, or wouldn't really call it a tower, just maybe a building, but yeah, it was 4 stories tall. And that was the first parts of Fort Dusterbuster. At opening edition there, just so that I could put in a trade terminal. Didn't realize you couldn't build trade terminal or install one on wooden walls. Didn't know what I was doing because I really, I don't play building games much. There's the solar panel system and battery setup, and this here is like a little gate that ends over here where you can summon your starship. And the reason why I put that in there was because this planet, Tim Hortons, has very cold evenings, and I kind of figured it'd be nice to set up a gate for friends and other players who'd like to come and visit. This here is actually the 3rd extension on Fort Dusterbuster. And to the left, you'll see the Colossus Garage. And in the middle is just the hub. And front middle here is the pad for what I like to call the Tumbler. It reminds me of the vehicle that Batman uses in The Dark Knight. Really cool. Here's a landing pad, obviously, and just off in the background you can see what is the second site of Fort Dusterbuster. That little spire in the middle was what housed 2 sets of extractors, mineral extractors, and I used this as the template for my first mineral extractor setup. And the pad on the left is where stood a lot of supply depots, and there's the terminal where you could teleport in from the middle here. The 3rd site, actually let's head on over there. There's also a nice little surprise in the back I could show you after. So, current time Tim Hortons is 6:36 in the morning. Perfect. Here's the teleporter that takes us to the hub. There's the landing pad. Oh, let's also take a little spin too. Tumbler. A little janky this one, but it is pretty fun riding around it. I'm doing all this because I'm not sure if I could get back to the Euclid Galaxy after after getting to the next galaxy. So if I find myself on the Hilbert Galaxy and can't get back, then you know what, might as well down here. Interestingly enough, you get stuck. Also, be careful when you're here. You find yourself on the freighter itself, there are spots where you can fall, so look out for that. Go figure I'd get the Tumbler stuck first thing, eh? Yeah. Hello. Like I said, this here's the Colossus. What did I call it? Pretty sure I called it the Armadillo. It's after the drill vehicles that Bruce Willis and his crew used in the movie Armageddon. Back in, what was it, 1998, I think? Yeah, anyway. Here we are, teleported to... Oh yeah, I still have 2 supply depots here. Used to hold copper. But a better way to view this site would be from top. Notice how everything here is made out of wood. Did that because carbon is cheap. You can get that mineral almost anywhere. And yeah, I was able to build this entire thing using carbon. There's the first site, second site. You look down, this is where you'd be able to see the mineral extractor going to town on the copper site. My brother got pretty dizzy because it shakes a lot right at the center of the site, so I built this right here so that he wouldn't get dizzy. Or any visitors, really. So this is the Matrix. Reminds me of the vehicles in the Matrix, specifically the Nebuchadnezzar. And this thing's fun. Hop around, get over almost any terrain. Probably would still end up getting stuck on crashed freighter components or freighter parts. It's all good. Let's actually take the teleporter to the final site. Oh yeah, I went around completely, eh? Right. You get lost around my own base too. Time is morning. Here, now we're in the copper mine site, and then if we take this teleporter right here, take us to a junction, and this junction leads to the back of the freighter where I had built oxygen mine, oxygen extractor. There they are. Let's go into photo mode just to take a quick peek at this. Notice there are two sets. This is before I knew how to glitch build or adjacency glitch. And adjacency glitching just means that you're able to put one item or multiple items within the same body, I guess, or same point. I would harvest oxygen from here. I mean, it's easy as breathing, duh, but in the game, that's how you do it. Solar panel setup, random wooden panel that I incidentally put there somehow. And at the top here, another Batman-inspired vehicle, or the Dark Knight-inspired vehicle, is a Batpod, colored as such. Let's go ahead and take it for a spin. Hopefully I don't get it stuck like I did the Tumbler. Oh, one more thing I guess we should say is that it's called the X08 because 08 for the year 2008 when Dark Knight released. Huge basin down there that I'm not exactly willing to go down right now. This is violent too. How much the Exocrafts are able to just mollywop the terrain. Airtime you can get with that too. Also, yeah, that solar panel and battery is used to power the teleporters at the junction. That's also, again, before I figured out how to extend build locations or put components a little bit farther from the initial base. I don't know if you would say in a more optimal way, but yeah, I guess more efficiently, hey? There is a nice little secret that I had built into here. I guess one thing we should do before we do it, or look at it, realize that the terrain here, there's the back end of the crashed freighter. Again, I never really play building games, and so when I do, I get a little bit nutty and try to figure out what can I do. See down here, next to the final oxygen depot silo, is a bit of a tunnel. I built that tunnel so that it would snake underneath the body of the crashed freighter. Now, the funny thing is, I invited a couple of friends to take a look and visit this site, and, you know, because this takes a lot to render. I don't know how you say it. I guess it takes a lot to render. Their frames shot all the way down or plummeted to something like 5 frames per second. It was something ridiculous. Needless to say, it was a bit of a chore for them to try and see it, so hopefully this way I can catalog it and show people what I had built and how I intended it to work out. But yeah, here's a window. You can see that we just went under parts of the freighter. Remember what I called that creature. Let's take a look. Ah, yeah, a Helimu. What's cool about this game too is you can call or name each of the creatures. Rittertooth. I think there's some kind of a bug going on that the heads of most of the cat-like predators, or the big cats, minimize. They're a lot smaller than they're supposed to be. Chunk. This one I called the Don'tus pirouettus, or don't pirouette, because its back legs are so small. Actually have one of these as a companion. You can notice that the Titanogars are 6.6 meters tall. Huge. I guess before we leave Fort Duster Buster, I can summon both creatures and you can get a sense for how large they are. Well, at least the Titanogar. Again, going through the underbelly of the freighter, and we find ourselves back here at the middle site where we got the copper. Anyway, let's head back to the front of the base. Also had the other terminals for each of the specialists. Oh, by the way, this here is Scout Roach. He will be staying behind on Fort Duster Buster. Unfortunately, you can't have the Exocraft Mechanic join you on the freighter base, and that's where I intend to operate out of, is from the Pendragon. So, yeah, Scout Roach is going to stay here. It's currently 1:48. Let's call out the pets. See, there's a bunch of them. Call in... I call him Battle Cat because he reminds me of Battle Cat from the He-Man series back in the day. And yes, you can ride the companions. I love the fact that Hello Games added this feature. Let's call in Chonkamus Prime. This guy's freaking massive. Yes, he does have a... he has a satellite dish on his left flank. I haven't really played around with the companion feature too much. It's kind of cool to have it. This one here is not native to the planet. Whoa. This is sliding around. Lardon is actually from a very fiery planet. He also tried biting my face off before I gave him some food. I call him creature pellets. He also has a peacock tail. Look, there he goes. He's the best dancer. And there is one more pet, companion that we got. It's this little fella. Jujubee. Remember, I think this was from a toxic planet. A screenshot from a while back. Ah, yeah. Let's go for a ride. Oh, wait. Hang on a second. Let's try that again. Go even faster. Oddly enough, I think Jujubee might actually be the fastest pet or companion that I have. Whoa, holy smokes. And he can phase through walls, apparently. I didn't know that. Good job. Alright, well that's Fort Duster Buster. I guess the best way to see this would be to go to the space station. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So one thing I learned from reading up on Reddit, and watching on YouTube is that if you take your starship through the galactic core, you could end up messing up a lot of its components or needing to repair them. So I ended up getting this wonderful looking jet fighter, called it the Experimental Starfighter to Rhongomyniad. Rhongomyniad is actually the name of the spear of Arthur, King Arthur. I named a lot of my craft or vessels after Arthurian legend. I can say I'm a fan. I don't really know too much about the legends, but just found it somewhat cool. We'll do a circle around Fort Dusterbuster. Pass through, yeah, a lot of pop-in. Play on the Xbox, so... There she is. See you later, Fort Dusterbuster. It was fun. There's my, I think that was, yeah, Fort Frostpug was my initial base upon playing the game. But definitely fell in love with Tim Hortons. Get back into, prefer flying in first person view and then going on foot in third person. It's almost impossible to play first person in a lot of the Exocraft. So I ride around in third person. Also, to give a bit of a glimpse, this is Mach 1, first solar system that I started off in this game. That's the path to the galactic core. Solid yellow line stretching out to the, let's say 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock is the range of your current starship. So you can see the dashed lines indicate that yeah, that's the path to get to the galactic core, which is that bright yellow, bright circle or bright sphere in the middle, pulsing light in the middle. And the dashed lines show that I can't get there with my current, or I can get there on subsequent jumps. And if I stretch this out and go back a little bit, a lot of these stars that have circles on them, actually the trade network that I took part in, I guess you could say. Yeah, it was a trade network of, say, 30 star systems that I flew to. There's a bunch going down there, bunch stretching to the top, one all the way out here. Looks kind of like an hourglass to me, so you could say that. So this is the Hourglass trade network, something like that. But yeah, each one of these star systems is a place I visited to go and trade a lot of commodities, which was pretty fun at the time. But we look at Mach 1, the initial count at the top left there, you can see the diagram of the galactic core. In parentheses it says we're in the Euclid Galaxy. We are exactly 718,501 light years from the galactic center of Euclid. So after many tests using different starships and then working with my freighter, or my capital ship, the Pendragon, was able to get to the center, which I'll show you a bit soon. These planets here. Space station. I think I'm upside down. Yes, I was. This is my starting space station here. Makulet I Orbital. It's kind of cool that you can name each of these places. Friends were suggesting to me that I could name them after my gamer tag, so I kind of figured I did, you know. And we can use the terminus here. See you later, use the active terminus here, teleporter or portal. Take a look. What's it called? Yeah, station terminus. It's a teleporter. Let's head back to Lid's Bellybutton. Alright, I'm glad that the station terminus didn't throw me into the water this time. Current time on planet is on Upri 16 is just after midnight, 1:21 in the morning. Let's do a save here. Alright, yeah, just off to the side here, failed to mention that if you do end up finding your way out here, and you find yourself on this base, you can go for a bit of a swim. Hop into the ocean and right back up. You're there. It's not hard. Anyway, let's take the Rhongomyniad up into orbit. Oh yeah, this is probably a good time to call in the ship. Oh, I kind of wish it was well, no, I was hoping that it would be daytime or maybe twilight, so that way we could call in the freighter, call in the Pendragon into orbit. But this is actually a nice way to do it. Let's go ahead and go into first-person view. Due south. Let's call in the Pendragon. Oh, actually, I need to see it from. Nice. Go. There she is. You can also see my frigates. Hired about 30 frigates to join my fleet. You can see some of them there. Others are out on expedition currently. Now let's go ahead and get up to orbit. Third-person view. Let's see what it looks like. Got a third viewer today. Thanks very much for checking in. Just aboard the Pendragon. We're about say a few minutes away from traveling to the Galactic Core. Oh wait, there's something very important I forgot to show. A little bit of a demonstration, I guess. You can always find an excuse to get out into space, why not, right? Okay. Let's take a look at the galactic map and see where we're actually at. You can observe the... how do you even say this? Onkibat Huba. Onkibat Huba, G7P system with water. Capital G stands for, I guess, yellow. I think capital F and capital G are both denote a yellow star system. The 7 indicates, or the number indicates the temperature of the relative temperature of the system. So anything that's it goes from 0 to 9, and then if it's anything close to 0 or 0, it's super hot, and closer to 9 would be colder. So this turns out to be a colder system, apparently. You can see down there, let's angle this for a better view, that's the galactic core. We angle our way towards it. Is. Now, as long as your hyperdrive is full, and I say 100% charge, you'll be able to warp there. But there's a few things we still need to do before we do. Before we leave Euclid. So, I'll go ahead and reset my location right here. Just wanted to give you guys a bit of a sense for how far we've come. Remember, we were 718,000 light years away from the starting galaxy, or starting solar system or star system, and it was basically a lot of this, just flying 6,000 light years at a time on the Pendragon. Took quite some time. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward. Millions upon millions of stars in each galaxy, and it's insane. It's so cool how there's that many stars and solar systems, and you can explore each and every one of them if you wanted to. But my goal is to get through all 255 galaxies, and obviously we're here in the Euclid Galaxy on the final star system just before the center. So let's go ahead and dock again. That's a wonderful view. Oh my goodness. This game. I'll take you on a brief tour of the Pendragon, and we'll proceed on our way. Now, I wanted to make the Pendragon as independent as possible. I guess that's how you say it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun building Fort Dusterbuster, but I realized that, I would be limiting myself by keeping a base on there. I mean, yeah, sure, you could plot bases here and there, and my intent is that I'd like to plant a base in the starting system of each of the galaxies that I visit, and another one at the galactic core of each, so that way if anyone wants to follow in the footsteps, you could do so. And eventually I'd like to find myself on a Earth-type planet, and then I could, make another Fort Dusterbuster or Fort Dusterbuster number 2. Yeah, that's the Rhongomyniad. Welcome addition to my set of starships. This here is one of my favorites. It's the XSF-4 Excalibur. On the other side, my jaw kind of dropped to the floor in one of these space stations when I saw this little one here. It's the Pindrop Bunny. It's my wife's favorite ship, actually. Yeah, very nimble too. There's my first fighter type ship, starship. Sorry about that. That's the Excalibur, named after the first sword, or I guess the sword that King Arthur pulled out of the stone. And in the back there is my top favorite. Now, I went onto Reddit to find the Excalibur over here, and was very happy with it. Then I ended up flying to one of the star systems. The name escapes me right now. I have it in my log, but yeah, I took a whole bunch of screenshots when I came across this beauty right here. Nice blue, chrome, yellow trim, and yellow wingtips. Definitely my favorite. But let's make sure that we get ready for our trip. Like I said earlier, if we go ahead and fly to the Galactic Core, apparently your exosuit, your ship, and your multi-tool will all suffer damaged components. So that's why I bought the Rhongomyniad. It's to be our galaxy hopper, in case we were to decide to fly through each of the galactic cores using a starship instead of the freighter. Yes, the exosuit I can't really do anything about. Very full up front. All the components are probably going to be damaged. I have all my minerals here for repair needs. Same thing here. And the cargo is pretty light. Gotta give this to my bro when he goes online. Yep, this here is the... I'm wondering actually if any of these components will be damaged when we go through the core on the freighter specifically. Making sure with 100% warp charge. Multi-tool, right, yeah, we need to switch out the multi-tool also. So this is, called it the Tricorder XL. Let's see. I'm gonna go switch off to the first one we got in the game, which is, I called it the Cicada. Now, Men in Black, back in the 90s. I'm trying to remember what the little gun that Will Smith used. That's why I decided to call this one the Cicada, is because it's so wee. Here it is. Welcome aboard the Pendragon. Take you first to the bridge. Let's go into camera mode right quick. Like that. I just wanted to get a view from the front here. It's not any better really, so I'll just walk it. Down here, this is the console where you can upgrade your freighter, your capital ship, talk to Navigator Janin. Usually has about 5 expeditions you can do in a day. Ooh, check out that lag. Holy smokes. Very dense. Go ahead and hop out of there. We're not going to do any expeditions for now. This side over here, we'll be able to access the galaxy map, just kind of like we did earlier, so we'll skip that for now. Hopefully it's not too laggy, but I just wanted to show the names of the frigates. At the top there you can see the DSS Murden. Murden, I believe, is another way of spelling out or saying, or it's another origin word for Merlin, so I went with that. And each one of these frigates is named after one of the knights of the Round Table. There's a lot of them apparently. Depending on which lore or myth you read, it can be anywhere from 13 or 12 to 1,300 knights, something crazy like that. But the top 12, I named top 12 of my frigates, or combat frigates, I named after the 12 most known knights. Let's go on to the top here, and this is Commander Alvarsho. Cool guy. We're gonna go counterclockwise here. Our science officer, Entity Yedov. We have the 3 work Gex and our gardener here. Agriculture expert, mining overseer Sap. Love the name. This here is our weapons expert, our armor warrior, Ekans. Probably pronounced that wrong, but he's an old guy, quite the veteran. Love this storyline. It's really cool to go through that. Onto the second floor of the bridge here. It's another one of our work geks. It's awesome how they salute, so and give him a thumbs up, or maybe just let's wave. In the back here is Overseer Yest. I can't pronounce his name. Let's see. Workgek Yest Maggot. And he freaks me out. That's why he's in the back here. We're just gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna go to the front here, and this is actually my little AFK station. So if you see me online, and I'm not exactly online, probably because I'm just AFKing here on this here couch, or letting my character AFK on the couch with his workstation and his save point and his view of view of the freighter and view of the outside. I did prepare a lounge downstairs. Look at that. So for anyone who would like to join in on future expeditions, I do have these two sectionals, like by a light table. Kind of wish we could play some games on this light table here, you know. Kind of cool. Play chess. That'd be neat. I'd probably lose. But yeah, that's the forward view. I believe in Star Trek they called it 10 forward. It was this nice little lounge they had on the Enterprise. We'll just call this forward 2. Let's head on back. Show you the backside of the Pendragon. I tried to keep it as simple as possible, so the layout is symmetrical. This would be the right side of the ship, or this, what was that, starboard, and would be the port. And we'll go in a clockwise rotation, but these little rooms here, they're just the fleet command centers, nothing too crazy. And this is how I can get my exocrafts on ground from any part of the system. And here are my refiners, trade terminal, and the hydroponics trays. Nutrient processors in the back. Tried to make it so that, like I said earlier, the Pendragon would be as self-sufficient as possible. Here's the appearance modifier. 3 settings here. Oh, actually, might as well just what we've got. And all the storage in the back, all the storage containers. Yeah, the best way to view that would just be to thumb through them. And I'm not going to talk about each one. You can see that the game is very generous in giving you 9 storage slots outside of the main inventory or the general inventory that you already have on the freighter. Might as well put this in the ingredient storage, just to be a little more organized. Good variety of plants. Should be able to make a lot of products where you can sell them for units or give them to the one entity in the back of the anomaly for nanites. And here's the terminus, Pendragon, as well as a base deconstructor. I'm not exactly how sure. I'm not sure how this thing works, but and here we go. I think we're ready. All we need to do now is just save it. Things here. Alright, this is our sayonara to the Euclid Galaxy. Let's point at the galactic center. Here we go. It's called Hilbert. Oh, that's cool. It almost feels like we're flying to the center of the Hilbert Galaxy here for some reason. Either way, friggin' beautiful. Webigglew. That's cool. Still need to teleport apparently, or still need to load up the planet. That's why we got sent back into this loading screen. Gotta get ready. Don't know if I have to repair everything or if I'll even be able to get back up to the Pendragon. Looks like it just spits you out onto the planet, so kinda nervous here. But from that little glimpse of the planet details, it doesn't seem like we're landing on somewhere where the Sentinels are gonna try. Oh yeah, it's sunny. What else? But there's sparse Sentinels, lots of flora, or average fauna. Taking a lot of damage though. Can we call it in the Pendragon? Yes, we can. Perfect. In the meantime, while we're trying to figure out what's going on here, call in a bug. Hop inside for a bit of reprieve. Let our hazard protection recharge while we assess what's going on. First things first, we are on Webigglew. Primary crop selenium, salt, phosphorus, and copper, so definitely a hot planet, duh. And we are in the system Anonodai. I don't want to die. Anonodai. Check if any systems have been broken. Nope. Bug's good. Multi-tools busted. Repair it right quick. A little bit of ferrite dust. Yes. Rhongomyniad's damaged across the board. So to even be able to fly up there, we need to be able to repair each of these components. Thanks to everyone on YouTube and Reddit who recommended that you switch out your primary ship for a secondary one. Oh, that's horrible. Every single thing's busted on the exosuit. Thankfully nothing in the technology section. Okay, let's see if we can do this quick. Voice is gonna be incessant. Okay, so carbon nanotubes. Let's go. Gonna need a whole bunch of nanotubes. Let's build about, let's say, 10 of them. Use extra ones anyway. Let's go ahead and repair this. Go across the board. Life support. Hazard protection. Lattice. Shield lettuce. Don't exactly need this right now, but repair everything. Oh yeah, let's definitely repair everything on our jump jets or booster pack. I stocked up on each of the materials here. We can leave the rocket boots alone. Those things get me killed on the sides of mountains. The price of landing in the new galaxy is that you gotta repair everything on your exosuit. Not willing to get rid of any of these components because, as you can see, they're S-class components. It's done here. Take care of the shields. Funny thing is, when all these upgrades are 100%, we're able to tank a heck of a lot of sentinels. Even the huge walkers can just sit there, face tanking damage. It's pretty impressive. Oh, we're gonna need, what was that? Quantum computer. Just a few more things. I kind of wonder now if I had a few guests join me earlier, they probably would have been sitting here trying to repair all their gear too. And our refiner. Looks like we're good. Our materials are still in the 9,000s, which was perfect. Now, we need to find our ship. Get back up there. Or, could we potentially summon the Excalibur? Yes, we can. Oh man, that's awesome. Thanks, Hugpug, for keeping us safe while we were here. Whoa, okay, yeah. Thank goodness for shields. First accident in the galaxy. Wow, this place looks purple. Right, let's get back up to the Pendragon here. I'm kind of going off of the assumption that we can have the Rhongomyniad back in the Pendragon and we can repair her from there, as opposed to just searching around the planet for her. Just got a message to visit the space anomaly, so we can go ahead and summon that. Cool. Time. Let's head back onto the ship. Let's take a look at where we're at here in the
orbital station coordinates received.
Oh my goodness. We're not even that far away from the galactic core, apparently. There's a Nonodai. And we are closer to the galactic core this time around. This is 698,158 light years away from the galactic core. Can't even see it. It's so far in the distance back there. See the lens flare kind of effect. When we were in the Euclid Galaxy, we started off at 718,000, so this was a nice little head start. Right, let's go ahead and dock with the Pendragon. Thanks very much for joining us, folks, on the stream. That was our journey to the next galaxy. Next stream will be all about exploring this exploring this solar system. Let's see if reloading the game will reload Rhongomyniad in the dock here. Let's head up here and see if we can even access any of the previous bases. That's the scary thing, is I don't know if we can even head back to the previous galaxy. Yes, I think we can. Okay. Let's head off to the bridge, up to the Admiral's section on forward 2, and save it. Let's end the stream there for today. Thanks again for joining us, guys. Let's sit down here. Might have to go with the old desk setup. It was a lot easier to access things. Okay, folks. Have a good evening.